Tonight, I drive the replacement to the BMW M3. Matthew shows us the best lap round Monza, and the new Red Bull is finally out, but just how good is it? Welcome everybody to Top Gear Gran Turismo. Yes, a brand new series on Joseph Willows, giving you the best car reviews, car tests, game reviews, and of course F1 2013 hot laps. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this series as much as I am. I'm looking forward to this series as well as the other three who are in this as well. So, to kick things off, we have Matthew Redmore taking you around the Monza Grand Prix circuit, giving you a lap guide of Monza on F1 2013. Hopefully, the tips that he's giving you, the tips and tricks, will hopefully make you a better driver and hopefully make you quicker in league races.
Here we are at the lap of Monza with the Super Frequency, heading down the long straight. We're on board John W207 in the Marussia, and we're heading down to turn 1, brake just after 150 metre board, go to gear 1, hit the curbs nice stretch, you can cut them nicely there, use half your curves out this corner to get your momentum back. Let's head out of turn 4, into gear 6, into gear 7, and just before the 100 metre board, brake down to gear 2, clip those curbs nice and steady, make sure the rear of the car doesn't slip out when you're there. Hit to gear 5, quickly to gear 4, try and keep the power down as you can. And I'm just going to hit gear 4 again, can clip that curb to the nice green stuff here. We're on the DRS zone, the second of the zones in this lap of Monza. And hitting speeds of just clipping 200 miles per hour. Hitting gear 3, clipping that corner really nicely, and then try and go and use that track to get straight line speed back up and going again. Still on board with John W207 on the back straight. As soon as you can't, brake bias to rear, gear 4, put the power back down as early as you dare, and use the rest of the curves. And here's a lap of Monza. So you're probably watching this video for the setup. So you're on the front wing on 5, rear wing on 1. Okay, and I'm going to brake in 53% rear, high pressure, large brakes. And then you want the balance, 11 at the front, 7 at the rear. And then you want to go to suspension, front 3, height, rear height 1. Front stiffness 10, rear 7. And the gears, I'll let you see that. Yeah. And the alignment, it's the usual 3.5, 1.5, 15 and 50. And you want to save that setup as the Super Freak League. And I hope this video really helps you out for the race. Good luck from me, Reg08. Over and out. See ya.
Well, brilliant track review there. Matthew Redmore. I'm not spitting my words out today. Next week, he'll be doing more, hopefully, but which track will it be? Find out next week. Anyway. Spa then. Anywho, now it's time to do the news. We begin with some news about Grid 2. Now, what's the latest news about Grid 2?
Grid 2. They are apparently making a new game this year. Where is it? Grid 2 Reloaded, that's it.
Well, it's basically a special edition of Grid 2, and basically, you know, it's going to include a McLaren pack in it, and also some extra tracks. It will also be included as a DLC for Grid 2 as well. So the only problem is it's only going to be out for PS3 and PC. But we don't really care because we're PS3 players.
Yeah. Right. Well, so when is it coming out?
That's a good point. I don't really even got a clue. Anyway, moving on. Some Gran Turismo news. They finally launched that update 1.04.
Yeah.
With the Red Bulls that are in it, which I'm actually doing a review on it later on in the show. But also they released a racing version of that Mercedes AMG. And basically it's just the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just basically the same. And another thing that came out also is the Corvette Gran Turismo prototype, or is it concept? It's either concept or prototype from 2013, and not really much I could say about that really. This is how unprepared we are really.
Yeah, this is always going to happen on. This is always going to happen on the first week.
Yeah,
But next week I am doing a review on Need for Speed Rivals. Yeah, Need for Speed Rivals on the PlayStation 4. And
it's so
right
future
there.
next gen. God.
Drive Club still yet to announce a date, aren't they?
I think it's released in July.
Apparently, it said early 2014, but they're unsure. But Sony said they're trying to try and release it by June.
Yeah, they said they were going to release it in November, and now they're releasing it in June. So this is showing how much time and effort they're taking into the game.
Yep, I think they're like putting extra features in. Now, any of you Forza fans?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, only 'cause it's on Xbox.
No.
Yes and no. Well, at E3 this year, right, they will be releasing, it seems to me that they're going to be announcing another game. Now, it cannot be Forza 6, because it said it takes them 4 years to make the next game. So, my reckoning, everyone's rumoured that it's going to be another Forza Horizon game.
Yeah, Forza Horizon 2 or
They
something.
should make a version for that, like, Gran Turismo, really.
They should, yeah, but Gran Turismo is more of a simulator, and even though Forza is the simulator for Xbox, it's not that realistic, even though it had more buys this year than Gran Turismo, which is a shame.
Yeah, because people got next gen. No.
Yeah, and like 1 million servers were online, which is out of the 2.1 people who bought the console, which I'm pretty soon probably being added to that list.
Right, so anyway, so what we're talking about now?
Any more news that's came out?
Any more news? I'm looking.
There's a cool snazzy wheel
Oh
here for
dear, I've gone too
Xbox One.
far.
Oh yeah, WRC4 have got a new patch out. Let me just see what it's about, first of all, what the patch is about. Oh, for some load of glitches that happened on the game.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to discuss with you about is, have any of you heard about Bugbear's next car game?
No.
No.
Alright, so let's not talk about that then.
Okay.
Let's talk about Drive Club, see what's in it, because...
We've obviously talked a bit about Drive Club.
What about the crew?
Yeah, good point about that.
I keep scanning them on camera.
Yeah, same, I do as well.
Yeah. A lot of us do forget sometimes. Actually, I can't even think of any more news other than the crew.
I actually can't think of any more news.
No.
Well then, we'll end the news on there then. So that's the end of the news.
Well.
This is always the first week, but the next week will be
GT
better.
Academy.
GT Academy. What about it?
Now, moving on. Recently, BMW announced that they would be stopping the M3, right? Which is a shame.
What?
Yeah, I've actually heard that, yeah.
Yeah. But recently they have launched the replacement, and I've been out on the track to find out. This right here is BMW's replacement to the M3. It's called the BMW M4 Coupe, which I've already said is the replacement to the M3. And if you look at it, it doesn't really that much any different, apart from the front of it, obviously. But that's traditional with BMW's style anyway. But does it feel different? Well, BMW claim that the M4 has a more powerful and responsive engines, improved handling, suspension and braking system. But are they telling the truth, or is it all just a massive lie? First, let's try out speed on the longest strip of the Stowe circuit in Silverstone, which is our test track. Even hitting a bollard, it can do 122 miles per hour. But what about all the things I mentioned in the beginning? Well, let's start off with the handling, and it is a bit of a lie, especially at some corners. The car does tend to generate some understeer, but you'd hardly notice it as it's only a bit. And even here, it seems at tighter corners like our turn 1 and 2 at the Stowe circuit, the car seems to want to try and lose its back end, and that's even with the traction control on. However, the brakes and the suspension are not a lie. The suspension is absolutely brilliant. It is very, very comfortable to drive. But also at the same time, the brakes are very good as well. And even with that bit of understeer it has, it stops you from going onto the grass or have a crash. Really good feature there. But what happens when you turn the traction control off? Well, I got to say, it is a load of fun. You can take the traction control off, and you can dance and dance with this car as much as you want and not go on the grass at all. 0 to 60 takes 4.1 seconds, but the downside is the top speed has been limited to 155. But to be honest, I don't really care. This car is absolutely fun. It feels way different than M3. Well, that's until it goes all badly wrong. The M4 Coupe then, even though it looks the same as the M3 Coupe, feels a lot different to it and a lot more better. And I bet you, if they sorted out their handling issues and not get a limiter on their top speed, I'm sure it will be a lot better. Yes, indeed. The BMW M4 might look the same as the M3, but by God, it feels a lot different and a lot better. And like I said in that film, if they got rid of that limiter and improved the handling, then I'm sure it will be a heck of a lot better. But right now, we must find out how fast the M4 goes around our track. Now, before I send it round, I should explain that the power lap times will go around our Stowe circuit, whereas the Stars and the reasonably priced car will go around the international circuit. So, don't get confused about that. And our test track is Silverstone anyway. But like I said, it's now time to find out how fast the M4 goes around our track, and that, of course, means handing it over to our team racing driver. Some say he never blinks, and that he roams around the woods at night, foraging for wolves. All we know is, he's called the Stig. And he's off now. Let's see what he can do. Down to turn 1. And as you can see, this is where all the sliding happened, but the Stig seems to keep it under control. How does he do that? He's called the Stig for a reason. Now down to the hairpin. Bit of understeer there, but not going wide, which is a good thing. Now down this little left-hander, he only needs to little tap the steering a little bit, There was a little bit of a twitch there down the straight. Now, down the left-hander, this is where some of the understeer happened. But look at that, the Stig once again controlling it. Now through the right-left chicane, and look at that, the Stig controlling the understeer. That's where it also had understeer as well. Now through the right-hander, the little tap on the brakes there. Now down to the hairpin. Going a little wide, in fact too wide in fact. Now through the last right-hander, here he comes now. And across the line. Now, the BMW is the first car to go around our track, but what is the benchmark for the others to beat? Well, let's find out. So, the BMW M4 Coupe. Well, it did it in 56.3. So it sets the stand for the rest to beat. That is the first car to go around the Stowe circuit. Well, a very good lap time there for the BMW M4. Even the Stig said he was impressed with that time. How long can it keep its lead on the top of the board? Now though, it is time to put a star in our reasonably priced car. Now my guest tonight is an Australian who lives down under, but also is used to be part of two leagues, WRL and SFL. Well, he's still part of SFL if he wants to join for Season 3. Now he originally signed for WRL first, but he actually first raced in the SFL, driving for Toro Rosso in Season 1. He finished 6th in the Drivers' Championship, but in Season 2 he finished 9th, which seems a little bit disappointing, but there were 16 drivers in Season 2, so that was more than Season 1. So technically he did better, and his driving improved as well. Now unfortunately he can't join me today, or tonight even, on Google Hangouts, as like I said, he lives in Australia and he's probably in bed right now. But he did provide commentary, which wasn't recommended, but is appreciated, and we thank him for that. So let's welcome our first guest at this time with commentary, Mr. Matthew Totani.
This is the vehicle we had to use. We're not allowed to do a rolling start. Right next to the start-finish line, and that's what we had to do. Also, we were not allowed to add any upgrades to our car, and I did not do that. So please, guys, don't cheat if you're going to also do this. But this is my lap so far. I'm pretty impressed. I'm not a good commentator with doing laps, but you can see this car is an amazing handler. Top speed's not perfect in acceleration, but very fun car to drive. It is electric, but it doesn't sound like it's electric. But this is the Silverstone International Circuit. We were told to do a lap on this circuit, but hopefully I'm the first to get my lap shown. And also, sorry guys about the TV. You can see most of the TV, which I don't normally have in my videos, but it was in the morning. I was in a rush to do the lap. Well, I did 4 laps actually, because you can do more than one. This was my best lap. This is the third to last corner. I don't know what else to say, guys. Coming up to the last corner. Amazing car, and hopefully, well, I win this kind of series. But anyway, just about to cross.
A very good lap time there from Matthew Totani. He was the first guest in our reasonably priced car. He will set the benchmark for any other people who come in the reasonably priced car. Keep coming, guys. It really helps. We can get stars in the reasonably priced car, so don't think you're left out in the show. But what was the lap time that Matthew did, and what is the benchmark for everyone to beat? Well, let's find out. So, Matthew Totani, or Totani, I think it's pronounced. Well, around the international circuit, he did it in, which is actually the Stars in the Reasonably Priced car track, he did it in 1 minute, 27.2. So that is the benchmark for everybody to beat. A very good lap time there for Matthew Totani. How long can he keep that lead? Yes guys, a very good lap time there for Matthew Totani. Hopefully next week someone can beat him. But like I said, can Matthew Totani keep that lead or will someone beat him this week? I'm not saying hope there, that came out accidentally. Right, now usually at this point, Matt Orange will go out there and test the game right now and review it and give it positive, negative, and give it a rating out of 10. But, like he said in the news, he ain't doing one this week as he hadn't had any time as he had exams this week. But he will be available next week when he gives his review on Need for Speed. So instead, I decided to do another car test, but a very special one. Now, remember the Red Bull X 2011? Well, that was a really good car, although very hard to turn as it had because the G-forces were very high and it was very uncomfortable to drive. And we were very disappointed that the next 2 years they stopped making it. Now though, it's back. And here is the brand new Speed Demon. The Red Bull X 2014 fan car. Where, if you've seen in the previous clip, has tons of grip from somewhere I don't know where. I'm guessing it's because of the spoiler. What a very cool car it is. The question is, what are we going to do with it? Well, this right here is the Special Stage Route X, one of the few places where you can match the top speed of a car. What I'm going to do is do a top speed in this Red Bull. So here we go. 0 to 60, no one knows. It's so quick they can't even get the stopwatch out in time. But we're not here for that. We're here to max out its top speed on a straight. On many few places you can actually reach a top speed of a car. This is unbelievable. 305 miles per hour. Surely you can climb up one more. Surely you can climb a few more. Can't just stay on 305 for that long. Drops out to 304. That's because we're going uphill. It's dropping because we're going uphill. We'll be going downhill a bit, and that's where we can gain some of the speed from. Oh my god! This is unbelievable! Come on! Come on! 305, it's climbed 306! It dropped down! But I believe that was 306 we hit! 306, there it is! Now it drops down to 305 because it's on a level playing field. I'm guessing it's going to stay at that speed now. Look how quick we're going, it's unbelievable! Oh my god! There's the side. I can see the finish. It's in the side. The finish is in sight. And I'm guessing the top speed we reached is 306. But can it climb up a bit more? No, it can't. 306 it reached. Oh my god. I'm going to put this down on the bottom of my heart. That was the best car I've ever driven. Woo! Woohoo! Yes guys, the Red Bull X 2014 doing over 306 miles per hour at the Special Stage Route X. An unbelievable car, and I've got to say, like I said in that film, and I am not joking, it is the best car I have ever driven. And it has so much grip as well. It is much easier to drive and turn. Now, the Stig claims that the reason for this is because it's got a fan. But the previous cars also had a fan as well. The Stig claims it didn't, but I remember them saying it had a fan in it. So where it gets the grip from, I have no idea. I'm guessing it's due to the rear wing it's got. Anyway, guys, you really need to try that car out. It is mega and fun, and you guys will hopefully enjoy it. But on that bombshell, it is time to end. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next week. Good night.